Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and I have a really fun video for you guys today. I have a new website to tell you about. Gidget's here with me, and I've backed away from the camera a little bit, as you can tell. Gidget, you want to say hi? They can just see your back. Oh, there she is. There she is. Hi, baby. Here's my sidekick right here, next to me in the chair. Anyway, because I've got some fabric that I want to show you, so I thought I would back up a little bit. And ideally, when I'm doing lookbooks, I would have like a mannequin, like one of my mannequins, like right here. I'm trying to see too. Oh, look, you can see my mess. Okay. That I can show you, especially things like tops and dresses and stuff like that when I'm talking about them. So hopefully I can get far enough back from the camera that this will all make sense and work going forward. All right, let's get into today's video. Before we get too far in though, today is Friday and it is Love Notions Feature Friday pattern. Today, the Compose robe is the $5 today only, which is the 29th of October 2021. The Compose robe is $5 today only. I would highly suggest that you grab this pattern because this is a great, if you're gonna make Christmas gifts for people, it's fantastic. It's got the full bust front. If you need the full bust front, you can make it in knits or wovens. I've actually recently made one, and I'm gonna pop some footage of me in it right here. You haven't seen it yet, and I will. I'm gonna do a video on pajamas, both the pajamas that I'm wearing underneath this and also the robe itself, as well as some pajamas I'm making for my kids. You'll probably see that in a few weeks here on the channel, just kind of doing a lookbook of PJs and that sort of thing. So yes, so you've got, yeah, grab that for $5. It's such a great deal. Comes in a couple different lengths. There's a hood version. It's just a really great thing for making your own Christmas gifts and stuff for people, or holiday gifts, whatever you celebrate. Okay. Wanted to get that out of the way. All right, I have a three fabric fabric haul to share with you today, but I want to talk to you about a new website. So, okay, so Carrie reached out to me probably a few weeks ago now, letting me know that she had started this website. So the whole backstory is that she's a seamstress and had like this gigantic stash that she was never going to get through, and decided to sell some things. And so she had gone through and, you know, the thought of, you know, where to sell it and how to sell it. You know, you can donate things to Goodwill, but, you know, a lot of times they don't know what to do with fabric. Sometimes you can find fabric and patterns easily at like Goodwills and other kind of thrift stores. Other times they just get, you know, shipped off to, you know, the surplus and overflow. I think a lot of times ends up in India and Africa, you know, just basically contributing to our, the trash issue that we have in our world. Sorry, am I leaning against you? Anyway, and she was having an issue just figuring out how to sell it. So she built a website, which is just genius. And it's a very nice and easy to navigate website. So basically she's created this website called Destashify.com. I will have links to the website and to everything down below. And she asked if I would be willing to try it out. She did give me a $50 gift certificate to try the site out, and then asked if I wanted to be one of her brand ambassadors for that, which probably just mean that, you know, once a month I'll be mentioning maybe something I found on the site, or showing you something I've made with fabric from there, or yarn. But yeah, asked if I would be willing or be interested in doing that, and this ticks off so many boxes for me. It's like thrifting, fabric, yarn, patterns. It's like all of my hobbies wrapped into one website, basically. So in my area, you guys know how I feel about thrifting. I love a good thrifting moment, and in my area, there isn't, I found, I think, fabric just maybe one or two times at my Goodwill. Occasionally you'll find patterns, but usually, you know, it's like one person has donated a lot, so it'll be a whole bunch of patterns, and then you don't see them again for a long, long, long time. So, but I do love thrifting for just, you know, clothing that I can turn into other things, or just alter, or wear as is, or whatever. Love a good thrifting moment. So I was very interested in trying this out. Again, she gave me a $50 gift card to kind of take a peek, and I've picked three fabrics. I bought three fabrics from the site, but I want to talk about the site a little bit more before I show you what I got. All right, so Destashify, you can go on. It's kind of like an eBay, but just for crafting supplies. And it's not just fabric and patterns and yarn. I mean, she's got all sorts of crafting stuff that is up on this website. And her big thing right now is that there is no website unless people are selling their stuff on them. So you've got to have inventory, obviously, in order to shop. But she has quite a few things right now. I just think that this could get huge and be such a time suck, really, because I could just see myself losing a lot of time browsing this website because it would change all the time. So there's a few ways that you can use it. You can shop from it, obviously, and there's filters that you can go through. It's a very well done website, in my opinion. You can leave reviews for so kind of like eBay, you can leave reviews for the seller that you buy from. So then as a shopper, when you go through, you can see, oh, this person has, a 5-star review or a 4.5-star review or whatever, or a 1-star review, whatever it happens to be, which I think is nice, when you're shopping, just to make sure you're, buying from someone that has a good reputation or, that kind of thing. Obviously, you're finding really good fabrics at a discounted rate than what you would buy them for, just on a regular website. I think that this could be an excellent way to get some really quality fabric for really good prices. Obviously, it's in a cut length, you can't order yardage. Although I say that, I think I did see a couple of things that there was so much yardage, like someone had like a bolt of fabric and they were selling it by the yard. So there is that option on a few of the things. But I would assume that most of this is probably going to be cut yardage. They had 3 yards of this wool or whatever. But yeah, I think that as a seller, the more that you can list about your item, the better, and to make more informed. But it's like thrifting for fabric. It is just, and patterns and yarn and everything else. And I looked at all of them and got really excited about all of it. So, so that's one way you can use it, is by buying, obviously. And what a fantastic and fun, it's the hunt. It's the thrill of the hunt, right? There was some yarn that I was really tempted to grab. I may go back and see if it's still there. It was fingering weight, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I could make a really cool looking sweater with that. Because I'm obsessed with knitting sweaters right now with the fingering weight, with the lace mohair with it. The petite knits patterns, they're just so fun, and I love it's like a hand-dyed yarn. Anyway, I digress. So that's one way. The second way you can do it, obviously, is by selling. Now, this also really tempted me. So she has a whole written article and kind of the steps to go through if you want to sell, and even a whole bunch of tips, and if you want to make it kind of like a little side hustle, if it's a way that you want to make some extra cash. If you do live in an area where you can thrift fabric really easily, maybe this is something you want to do, buy fabric and then sell it for a little bit of a profit. Like, that would be fantastic if you live in an area, or if you just have a really deep stash, or your grandmother has passed away and now you have all of her stash too, or whatever the case may be. She does have a lot of tips and tricks on how to make it a side hustle. I'm interested in it though, just because my stash, and I'm sure this is the case for anyone, I enjoy having a large stash. I find it very inspirational. I love to pull things from it, but it can get too big. And then you've got stuff that is older that I'm like, I'm not in love with anymore, or it's not my colors, whatever the case may be. And I do have quite a few pieces that I would love to get rid of, and I'm really thinking of selling. I also have yarn. So now that I have been knitting a lot more, when I first got into knitting again, so I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, when I picked up my needles again, because I'd gone kind of a long hiatus without knitting, I bought a whole bunch of yarn from Knit Picks, and they're lovely. Like, they've got this wool yarn, it's nice stuff, but it's a good beginner yarn, like a good, it's natural fiber and that sort of thing, but I'm getting snobbier with my yarn, basically, is what it comes down to. But I have a whole bunch of, like, sweaters worth of worsted weight yarn in a whole bunch of colors that I'm just never gonna knit through all of it, So I have some yarn I would like to get rid of, and then my patterns. I have so many patterns that I need to go through and cull quite a few of my patterns, and a lot of them are even unopened. And I love the idea of, putting together little bundles, of women's dresses or whatever, and selling them by bundles. Another thing, so on Instagram, I follow Jessica Nicole. She is an actor, oh gosh, she's a big time sewer, knitter. She does some pottery on her Instagram that you can kind of see. She's an artist. I mean, she does everything, and her handle is Jessica's Try Curious. Because she'll try anything. She's just got everything crafty. She even does some woodworking. She does a lot of shoemaking. It's she's got a really good account on Instagram. But one of the things that she's been doing recently is that I don't know if she was gifted. Somehow she came into some stretch and sew patterns from the 80s, I think. Maybe a little bit of the 90s. And she has been making some of those up and has been so impressed with the construction and the tips and techniques that she bought some more. And I think she even found them on Poshmark of all places. Anyway, I was so intrigued, and I've never sewn with the stretch and sew pattern, but some of the stuff, like the styles, obviously 80s and 90s, which is all coming back around again. And her talking about how thoughtfully made like these patterns were had me very intrigued. So I actually got onto eBay and I bought a lot of like 85 of them, or 82, something like that. A ridiculous number. I don't need all of them. But I couldn't easily see, it was a pretty good price considering how many I'm getting, but I couldn't really see every single pattern, so I kind of thought, well, you know what? I'll go through, pick out the ones that I want, and then the others that I don't want, because I think the stretch and sew patterns are a little bit harder to come by. The ones that I don't want, I could sell on Destashify. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do like a side hustle as much. Like, I'm not going to be actively buying things to then sell, but I think I am going to be using the website to decrease my own stash because, I mean, I only need so much, and I would love to share the love, and I think that that's fantastic. Okay, so that's way number 2 that you can use the site. The third way, which I'm also very excited about, is that she knows that sometimes taking photographs of your fabric and then having to deal with shipping them off to the different people, that's not for everyone. That's time, and sometimes it's not worth it to people to do all of that. So she has started a program where you can donate it to Destashify. You just notify her and she sends you an envelope and or a package or whatever, and then you can ship your fabric off to her. So this obviously is a great way to make sure that your fabric is going to, not just donating it willy-nilly to Goodwill or whatever. We donated some of my sewing mentor Joyce, some of her not quite as nice fabrics. She had some polyesters and stuff like that no one in our group really wanted, that we donated to the fashion department of one of the high schools near us. So I mean, there's definitely ways that you can donate your fabric responsibly and in great ways, but I think this is a great idea too. So you ship it off to her, and then she does sell it on the website for thrift store prices, but then she obviously keeps the profit. So that's another way that you can donate your fabric if you just don't even want to mess with it, and then you know that your fabric's going to some place that someone's going to really love it. So it'd be similar to donating it to Goodwill. It's just that you just have to mail it off to her. But I think, yeah, she'll send you the envelope and everything that you need. So, really, the only difference is that instead of dropping it off at Goodwill, you're dropping it off into a mailbox. So, fantastic website, so excited about this, and I want to show you what I got. So I got 3 fabrics here, and I've got plans for all of them. Another thing that I love, there's a spot on there for you to say if your fabric has been washed or not, because like all of my fabric, I mean not my wools, but most of my fabric and stuff that I would be getting rid of has been washed. Okay, but the first thing I grabbed was this gorgeous Lady McElroy cotton lawn in this beautiful teal color with these little birdies on it that have like my red and stuff. I mean, these are like the colors I'm working with for my fall wardrobe right now. They're just so cute. I just love this, and I think I've got 1.5 yards of this. And I will wash all of this again, even if it's already been washed, just because, just like I would if I were thrifting it. But I want to make a top out of this. Yeah. I want to make a top out of this, and I might make myself another Rhapsody. with some nice big sleeves, maybe. Or maybe I'll try a different pattern. I don't know. But this is definitely gonna be a top. I have 1.5 yards. It's plenty for me to do like a blouse top with. So that's the first fabric that I have grabbed. I mean, it's a Lady McElroy, so it's a very nice quality cotton lawn. All right, the second one I grabbed is this purple wool viscose blend knit. And I'm not even gonna remember how much I have of this. It was all listed. I just am not gonna remember. I love this dark purple color. And this color is on my Color Guru color chart. I love purple. Anyway, I think maybe I have 2 yards of this. Maybe not, maybe just 1.5 yards. Well, maybe. I don't know. I have enough, I think, here for a dress. So I would like to do the Arlington, the Love Notions Arlington, but I want to make myself a dress. And I want to do it out of this purple. I think that I will wear it a ton. I am obsessed with knit dresses. Speaking of which, actually, you can see one of my new knit dresses kind of right here in the background. And there's another one. Oh wait, it's up in my closet. The other one's up in my closet. I am going to be doing a video on my knit dresses. I have 3 more that I want to make, and this is one of the fabrics that I want to make, and then I'll be showing you guys that video. But anyway, and one of them is kind of a sew the look type video, but anyway, okay, so this beautiful wool rayon, it's not itchy at all, even though there's wool in there. It's got kind of a texture to it. I'm gonna wash it and yes, turn this into an Arlington. I'm not sure what, I wanna do the bishop sleeve like I did on my sweater version. So I wanna do this same sleeve right here. But I'm not sure what neck I wanna do. I'm either gonna do the mock or the regular turtleneck, I think. Because I think with the bishop sleeve, I think the cowl neck is gonna be too much. Or maybe I'll do the cowl neck and then just do a straight sleeve and not do the bishop sleeve. I don't know, we'll see. But this is gonna be an Arlington knit dress, you know, like just right above the knee. I think it'll just be great with boots, tights, that sort of thing. And on that note, because I'm clearly making a ton of knit dresses right now, I grabbed, this is a rayon, really slinky knit fabric. I mean, you can see the shine, and it's pretty see-through here. I'm gonna make myself a slip to wear underneath my knit dresses so that my tights don't stick to them. And this is gonna be perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. I was thinking about making a slip. Actually, since I did the video on my Balboa skirt where I lined it with the power mesh, I've been thinking, you know, that not necessarily do I want a shapewear slip, although we're gonna talk about that here in just a second, but just something to wear underneath my knit dresses so that my tights aren't sticking to them, because I would love to wear my knit dresses all the way through the winter. And this is perfect. So it's a rayon blend and it is gonna be perfect, slinky. And I think I'm gonna use the Luna Loungewear, the Love Notions Luna Loungewear, the nightgown for that, and not put a shelf bra in it, but just use that. I think that would be a perfect, just easy layer. It's got like a little spaghetti strap on it that I'll just, you know, use with some elastic, and I think that'll just be a perfect underneath things, just to help keep things from sticking. And I have quite a bit of this. I feel like one of these I had over 2 yards, and it might be this one. And because that doesn't use very much fabric, I also thought that I might try, let's see, well, there's a couple of different patterns. I haven't decided what I want to use. Pamela's Patterns has a shapewear pattern, as does Rebecca Page. I think it's Rebecca Page, has a shapewear pattern as well. And I thought, because I kind of want to do a little bit more fitted dress, and so I want to do, I don't think the Luna would fit well underneath it, just because it's not a full skirt, but it kind of A-lines a little bit. And so I thought maybe more of a, not a suck me in shapewear, I shouldn't even say shapewear, just a more fitted slip to wear underneath more fitted knit dresses that just helps the fabric glide over lumps and bumps instead of cling to lumps and bumps, if that makes sense. So there'll probably be power mesh involved in it, but I don't want things to, and I may just create something myself. You know, maybe I'll just, I don't know. We'll play around with it. But I just like the idea of having something that necessarily doesn't suck me in, because I just don't think those are comfortable at all, but something that just helps things to glide over for the knit dresses, because I've just been on such a knit dress kick. And this is, I think, would be a good color to go underneath any color of knit dress, because obviously it's not my skin tone, but it's just dark. It's warm like my skin tone, just darker than my skin tone. So I think that it would make a nice, I think black would be too heavy for darker colors, but I think this would be a nice one for me for the winter. So that is what this fabric's gonna become, which is all very exciting. So you're gonna be seeing all of those probably next month, really, because they're sitting here and I'm ready to sew them up. Okay guys, that's all I've got for you for today. You need to go check out that website though. I think, and the more that we put stuff on, you either sell it yourself or donate it to Carrie so that she can put it up at thrift store prices. I mean, the more that we know about this, I think that the bigger that this can become, and it could be such a good thing. Because again, it's not just, I mean, there's all sorts of craft stuff on there. So I think like notions you could easily, you know, pass on. I mean, any of your sewing stuff. I would assume like even like sewing books and things if you wanted to, which I love a good sewing book. So the thought of being able to find sewing books is also very appealing. And what's also nice is that the website has everything done for you. So if you're selling, for instance, it all goes through PayPal. So there's no, you know, exchange of personal information. You know, no one's having to give their credit card to you know, an individual person. It just all goes through PayPal, so it's all kept very secure. Then you're sent the address label and stuff that then you can mail off, and I believe all of that. I haven't looked at the selling too big yet, but I would think like shipping and all of that is all included as well, depending on weight and that kind of thing. So the website is just done really well. I think it's going to make it very easy to do any selling. So I'm very excited to try that out. I will definitely keep you all up to date on when and I decide to do that, when I can get it together enough to get things put together for selling. But yes, stay tuned for that, because I am going to be doing, usually the beginning of the year, I get into a big like deep clean mode. So I could see me going through, pulling things out of my stash, as well as patterns and yarn as well. So there you have it, guys. Go check out Destashify. You'll be sitting there forever looking at all the different stuff that's up, and you could change daily, so that's what's even better. It's like getting sucked into eBay. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a great thing and a real helpful resource for the sewing community going forward. Also, she has an Instagram account, and she runs some challenges and stuff, a lot to do with sustainability and that sort of thing, monthly challenges, and she also highlights fabrics. In fact, that's how I found the Lady McElroy. She had highlighted a new fabric that had popped up, and I really quickly went over there and snatched it up because I loved it. So yeah, it's definitely go over and follow on Instagram. I will again have all that linked down below. And yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a good weekend. It is Halloween, so if you are in an area that celebrates that, have fun. Went and bought my candy, so we're ready for our trick-or-treaters, and I have no idea what my kids are going with friends and that sort of thing. In fact, I made my daughter the cutest. She and her friends are going Alice in Wonderland themed, and she's Alice. And we bought just like a ruffled apron, but I made her the cutest knit dress. I Franken patterned 4 Love Notions patterns together to make this dress, but it's a fit and flare dress. We put a little Peter Pan collar on it and a puff short sleeve so she can wear it afterwards. And then we stuck a little petticoat underneath it just to give it some floof for the Alice in Wonderland. But anyway, it's really cute. And then my son and his friends are going, they bought these emoji heads that they're gonna, I don't know, boys. But anyway, I hope you have a good weekend. We've got a lot of rain here, which I know is happening all across the United States right now. But yes, so it's perfect weather for staying in and sewing. So that's always nice. And it's really cold here, colder than normal. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend. I will see you guys next week for another video, and Sunday another installment of the Mountain View pull-on jeans. All right guys, I hope you're having a good one, and I will see you soon. Bye.